How did Israel become startup nation? Hi, I'm Dr. Yaniv Zaid, Dr. Persuasion, an international expert of persuasion, negotiation, sales and marketing. Today we are going to talk about how the state of Israel, the little state of Israel, became startup nation. Now, Israel is a wonder. It's a little state, geographically very little, just 8 million people, surrounded by enemies, very young, just 70 years old, and yet it became #1 exporter of startups all over the world and #1 exporter of bestseller authors all over the world. Now, how did this magic happen? I will tell you, but first let me tell you a little story about my two kids. I have 2 children, 2 boys. Today they are 8 years old and 10 years old. And I've noticed something very interesting. When my little one was born, I noticed that he's very persuasive. He's much more persuasive than his older brother. He can communicate better with adults. He knows how to hug you in the right moment, how to tell you the right words. He's much more communicative than his brother. And I asked myself as a parent, how can it be? And after thinking about it for a long time, I realized that the reason my younger son is much more persuasive is because he must. Because the other one was born into a reality that he's the only son, the only grandson from both parties. So he gets everything without any efforts. He doesn't need to persuade you, he just gets everything. The younger one was born into a different reality. There is another one older than him, and if you won't be very persuasive, very hugging, say the right words, and etc., then you won't get anything. You won't get any attention. So he has to be excellent in order to achieve things. The same thing with Jews. Jewish people were a minority all over the years for centuries in every country. So Jewish people learned in the hard way that they need to be excellent. You can't be good enough. Good enough is not good enough. You need to be excellent. So in the state of Israel, the only Jewish state in the world, we have 8 million Jews. We must be excellent. We can't be just good enough. Because, for example, if a Jewish business person establish a firm, establish a company, establish a startup, immediately he thinks how to sell it abroad. How can he succeed outside of Israel? And immediately he believes that he can succeed outside of Israel. Jewish business persons, we are born with the being state of mind that we can succeed everywhere in the world, that we are experts. The same being, the same state of mind I'm going to teach you in my lectures and workshops. Because you don't need to born as a Jew in order to succeed like a Jew, and you don't need to be a Jew in order to have the state of mind of Jewish business persons. So I'm going to teach you all the secrets of Jewish business person and all the secrets of startup nation, including examples of young Israeli companies that succeed very much outside and worldwide. So we'll meet in my lectures and workshops. In the meantime, you can check my website, drpersuasion.com.